Hello and welcome to Tuesday. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so after walking so much yesterday, my legs are kind of tired, tiny bit achy, and well, the basement is extremely humid and hot, so it was not really ideal. And while I could have gone for a walk, it's been scattered showers all day, so we're left in a bit of an odd place. Well, that means I guess we're taking the day off. It's fine. My legs are you got to take care of yourself there. So, what did I get up to today? Well, I think I mentioned this a couple of days, if not weeks ago, but I tend to watch like a couple shows at a time. Specifically, I'll do one while on the elliptical. I'll do one to watch at my desk passively when I am focusing on other stuff, and that would be my cheesy crime dramas there, or either way. And then there's something that I'll watch more actively when I'm at my desk, and that's typically your kind of animes that warrant more attention because you're watching in Japanese with subtitles, so you need to pay attention, you need to listen, you need to be more active. So in the process of doing all this, one of the things that I've really wanted to just see and learn about would be Sailor Moon. It is classic anime, and I can definitely see the appeal. Sailor Moon is a great show, and I've been watching not Crystal. Everybody asks the original or Crystal, and I'm watching the original in Japanese with English subtitles. The version that I'm watching happens to have English subtitles that are one-to-one with the English dub, which is fine. Not too big of a deal there. Obviously, it's preferred to have the as close to the original translation as possible, but you can kind of infer, you get the main gist of it, and it's understandable. Anyway, I could see why this show is very beloved. It's a show that would be playing late 80s, early 90s that kids would love. Well, I've seen magical girl animes before. This is, a staple of the genre. And it's kind of a hard-ish watch. I say that because the I'm only like 10 episodes deep into season 1, but it's slow. The pacing could be faster. Again, it's older. Uh, there is, what am I trying to say? There's like 2.5 minutes of, hey, preview for the episode, then the intro itself, and then like, hey, Usagi is like, I'm a 14-year-old girl who goes to school, a bit of a crybaby. That plays at the beginning of every episode, and then the ending outro is a couple minutes as well. So you only get a real, like, a decent chunk of the show. And then there's also the transformations, which take a good amount of time as well. So it really feels like kind of repetitive, where what is it, Moon Tiara action that Usagi does, or that Sailor Moon does rather, takes a bit of time, and it's very monster of the day kind of thing, where it's just a simple problem. And while there's a lot of fun and a lot of charm to the show, it's very eh. I'm saying this with oh my gosh, 30 something years removed from when it came out, 35, something like that, maybe more, since the show released. So again, this is from a much more modern perspective, which is how I am taking it in. But if you're looking back, like, when kids were watching this show growing up, you would maybe catch one episode a day, maybe two a week, depending on how this aired. And because of that, you're fine with that, right? You see this once every day. You're into the intro. You're not watching this back to back to back. And while I'm doing it a bit slower, I'm doing maybe 3 to 5 episodes a day. I've been doing 3 episodes for the past couple of days, and it's very good way for me to consume that, you know, small chunks at a time. And while I have so many other shows to fill that void, it's nice being able to experience something that's so deeply personal to a lot of people. I mentioned this across a couple of friend groups, and they immediately jumped on me like, "Oh, are you watching the original? I'm watching Crystal. Do you want to hear about this weird musical adaptation that has Dracula in it?" I could see there's a game that got a fan translation a couple of years back. I think it was on the Super Famicom, so I might look into that once I'm done with the show. But I just met is her name Ray? Sailor Mars. That was the episode I left off on, which is episode 10, I think. And yeah, it's great. It's great so far. Again, it's a bit slower, and I know the first season is a bit rough, and people say to start with season 2, but hey, I'm enjoying it, and I don't start. You start at the beginning, you end at the end. No matter how bad or how wild the show gets, or whatever thing you're consuming media, if you start the journey, you end where that takes you. I know that's a very hot take, but at least that's how I consume media, right? And this is a great example of that. I'm starting from the beginning. I'm seeing why the show's beloved. I'm seeing the origins of everything, and that's kind of what you want to know. I'll probably watch Crystal in a couple, maybe after I finish watching the original, but we'll see how that goes. It's been fun, and yeah, compared to yesterday, I've been taking today really, really slow. I don't think I really got up to much else, honestly. It feels like I did. I feel like I do so much, and yet none of it means anything. But hey, that happens sometimes. Regardless, I think that's where I'm just call it here for today. Not too busy the rest of the week, I don't think, so it's gonna be very similar, but hopefully legs will be fine tomorrow morning, and can push through all that achiness that I currently have. Well, it's mostly gone. It's just got to stretch a tiny bit, which I need to do. Stretching is very important, and I feel like I've been neglecting that very recently, so I'm gonna keep at that. Okay, that's what I'm gonna call it for today, so thank you all for watching. I hope to see you tomorrow, and until then, later.